yourself, where you work, and what you do for a living.
Okay, so my name's Steve Collins. I live in Johannesburg. I call myself a rural development consultant.
Okay.
Well, I'm a facilitator. I work on projects mostly funded by foreign donor agencies across Southern Africa, livelihoods linked to conservation, linked to better water use, community development, essentially.
Okay. So today we are here to learn from you and your experiences in fighting for a free South Africa. Please just take us through your experience. How was it like to live in South Africa pre-1994?
It wasn't great, but it was better for white people.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up not far from here in Roodepoort. I matriculated in 1983, and we just forget how successful apartheid was. It really kept people apart. Mm-hmm. The homeland policy really kept people far away in rural areas. Yeah. The 10 years before the election in 94, in where I was in Durban, in KwaZulu-Natal, there was a lot of political violence. Mm-hmm. And those very organizations I was talking about, activists in the youth, were being targeted by the police, by Inkatha, which is a conservative Zulu movement headed by Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Yes.
And 10,000 people died. I had friends who were just killed. You know, it was terrible. They'd be driving in a combi from Swaziland. The police would ambush the vehicle. Then afterwards, they would take photographs, say, oh, no, we stopped a terrorist attack, and they would put the guns, and I know, because I've spoken to policemen that were involved in this. Said, look, we'd put the guns there. And we lost those people.
Yeah,
you know? And the Truth Commission didn't uncover everything. A lot of people didn't come to the Truth Commission and talk about it.
What prompted you to get involved in politics?
That experience of finding out about my own country and the unfairness of apartheid when I was in Canada, and having African friends and black friends there, and seeing there's that racism is not, it's something you're taught to be a racist. It's not natural for people to be racist. I think so, and that's what it did. It created. That's what apartheid did to people. We forget, you know, and so. But then I think once my eyes were open, I had no choice. I thought it was completely unfair, and I was going to do what I can. And then, fortunately, at the university, the student representative councils were the places where progressive people who were against apartheid, they contested those elections. And there was an organization called NUSAS, National Union of South African Students, and we used the resources of the SRC to mobilize against apartheid. So we would host meetings on campus that were anti-apartheid. We would help the End Conscription campaign organize. And but after Mandela was released, and I thought, okay, now the apartheid's ending.
Yeah.
It's going to happen now. And then I.
Did you ever see it coming that apartheid would ever end?
I knew there was no way. Especially once the Cold War ended, and sanctions really came into being. There was no way the West was going to come and save white South Africa, and they would lose access to oil. It was just, it was not possible. You know, economically it could not sustain, and just by sheer numbers, and the whole world was moving more and more towards human rights. People talked about a human declaration, universal declaration of human rights.
What does freedom mean to
you? To me, I feel personally free. I feel, except in these times of COVID and you can't travel wherever you want, I feel restricted in terms of that. But personally, I feel I could now go and stand with a placard outside here.
Yeah.
And as long as I wasn't personally offensive or swearing at anybody, I could say, I believe in this. There was a time you couldn't do that under apartheid. You would get locked up for a simple thing like saying human rights for all. Yeah. If you had to put up a sign saying gay people are human beings, it was regarded as illegal, but our constitution makes it legal. So I think as a South African, I feel free, and I'm proud to have the South African citizenship. And I think, and economically we are fine, as a family. I think that to me that's the most, I think, disheartening if I look at still the level of poverty, because it's all good and well, but you can't eat a right to vote. I think really, when I think about freedom and the last 27 years, the greatest pleasure for me has been seeing the way my children have grown up, where they really do not judge people by the color of their skin. Don't wait for somebody else to come and fix up the world, because the old people are not going to do it. People like myself were raised in a different system, in a different way, and now to me it would be, yes, the space has been created, what we call the enabling environment for you to prosper. Now you must really seize those opportunities. Educate yourself. Don't just sit around waiting for someone else to find your job. Educate yourself, I would say, and learn your history and appreciate the sacrifices that went into giving us our constitution, giving us a guaranteed election every 4 years, the things we take for granted, and hold the politicians accountable that are using that system, because that's what the system is for. It's not to give politicians jobs, it's for people to represent you, to help you improve your life. If you just go vote for them and then ignore it, it's a problem. If you don't go vote for them, then that's also a problem. So go and vote. If you get the opportunity, vote. You must.